Hello, we're here today along the beautiful Walker River with Alex Perez. It's a brisk, cool day and the sound of the river is very calming. Alex, can you tell me about yourself?
Well, I was born and raised in New York City, Brooklyn, New York to be exact. I'm 61 to my parents, Puerto Rican, born and raised in Puerto Rico, and the indigenous Taino Indians, and I believe I have also Italian in my family, and possibly a Spaniard. So I moved from New York in my 20s to California, and then I ended up in the eastern Sierras, Crawley Lake, and now in Twin Lakes, Bridgeport, where I own and operate my gallery in town. And we're here today because it's my favorite thing to do. It's the best teacher you have is nature if you're an artist. Yeah. Pictures can be very deceiving. Looking at a monitor in my gallery or in my studio can be deceiving as well. A lot of guesswork. But nature gives it all to you. All that's in the shadows, all that's in the shade or the reflections and light, all of it is right there for you to learn. You generally have up to 2 hours, sometimes maybe more, to paint from nature. So I start by taking the picture because that's what I fell in love with, and that scene is going to be practically gone within 2 hours because of the shift of the sun. But painting from nature, you get your local colors more accurately than in the studio off of a monitor or pictures. I generally take these studies that I do outdoors and do bigger paintings from them, or sell some of them, or work just bigger pieces from them along with my reference pictures.
And what do they call it when you paint outdoors?
It's a French term, plein air painting. It's spelled Aire. And it just means painting outdoors in plein air.
And when you chose this location today, what did you see?
Well, I walked the banks here, and I earlier, and I saw a bobcat, huge bobcat, the biggest one I've ever seen, drinking water out of the stream. And I left my camera, of course, in my Jeep. Anyways, so I walked the river banks, and I just saw this pretty little shaded background with this tree coming to the left, and on the right here, this bank, how these rocks meander towards me. It's what I fell in love with. So it's what we have here.
Okay, and then let's talk about what you've started here, what you've done.
So I tone my canvas with burnt sienna, and then wipe off all the excess so I can cover up that stark white of the canvas, and then I come in with a dark color, draw some of it in, and after that I do as I am now. I start with the darkest colors and biggest shapes and get those shapes done, and the medium shapes, bring those in, and then I finish with my highlights, my detail, and that sort of thing. So right now I'm going to start in on this background. If you look at the scene now, it's kind of washed with color now because it was all in shadow earlier. But I'm going to paint it because I got a picture on my phone how it was in shadow before.
So painting outdoors, your lighting changes everything.
Everything starts to shift. Every 15 minutes is shifting. So I have 2 hours. Sometimes on a cloudy day you have more time, of course. But on a warm, sunny day like this, that shadow is going to shift quickly.
Yeah, and so besides that, there's other elements that you have to deal with, like the bobcat that you saw. And then do you have a story of anything?
Oh, do I have a story? I was in Little Lakes Canyon last 2 springs ago, 2018. I had gone to Brooks Lake and hiked in there with all this equipment. Of course, I carry my weapon because I am outdoors as well, and I got a permit for that. And I was setting up my equipment. I just got done setting up, and I was in front of the Sawtooth Mountain Range there, or the Bear Claw Mountain Range. I can't forget what it is. It's a beautiful place. But I was on the edge of the lake, Brook Lake, and set up my stuff just like I got it here. I didn't even sketch yet. And all of a sudden I got this, just every bird came from behind me, flew over my head and away from me to the other side of the lake, and everything went silent. I knew that can only be one thing, and that would be a mountain lion. And just to back up my theory on it, all of a sudden I heard this screech like the sound of a rabbit being attacked. And it did it 3 times, and it was moving, traversing around a big boulder that was behind me. So I knew, because I remember reading that they mimic sounds of animals to draw their prey in. So I knew it was moving, I knew which way it was coming, and I packed my stuff really fast, faster than I've ever done. And I loaded my weapon and special ops it out of there in reverse. And I knew that it can only be that. Bears don't scare the rest of wildlife. They pretty much mix right in. So, yeah, that's some of the things that happen. Bears I often encounter, and all they want is goodies, so they don't really bother you.
So what color are you mixing there?
I'm mixing a purple for the background of behind this tree. Let's see. That looks good, but I'm going to warm it up because it is in the that nice rock there that has warmth in it as well. And I'm basically just covering it so that I can make different shapes later inside that background.